Hi ladies, thanks so much for tuning in. Today we are going to be addressing one of my favorite topics, and it's kind of an extreme title, but it's about why sugar poisons your fertility. So this is kind of a big topic in that there's a lot I could say about it, but since these are short video clips, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into why it's really important to consider controlling your blood sugar and insulin for your fertility. So there was a research study done by Zev Williams from Columbia Fertility that showed that high insulin levels are actually toxic to placental cells, meaning that if they affect the development of the placenta, then a pregnancy can't thrive. So this could account for a lot of early miscarriages or just miscarriages in general in a pregnancy, because the placenta is what feeds the pregnancy, that feeds the fetus and the baby, and if it's toxified by high insulin levels, then it can't thrive. And Dr. Williams is a miscarriage or recurrent miscarriage specialist at Columbia. So he really dove into this topic and tried to get the evidence to just prove that there is an issue correlated with some dietary aspects, meaning your intake of refined sugar or refined carbohydrates, and how that could affect your ability to maintain a pregnancy. Not only can it affect maintaining a pregnancy, but it can also block you from getting pregnant to begin with. Now, this wasn't the focus of the study, but there's other research to support it. And I also have just observed this in practice, that, a lot of my patients that try to do their IVF cycle, say around Halloween, they're munching on candy and suddenly they're not having implantation. And this happens pretty much every year, that around Halloween, I'm like, oh God, please stay away from the candy, because it really does result in poor IVF outcomes. And it's not just IVF. Just IVF is somewhere we see it very obviously. You can put a viable, good quality embryo in, and if it doesn't implant, we're wondering why not. And so sugar is one thing that we want to consider when we're looking at this. And it might be one of the main things that we want to consider given modern lifestyle and our tendency to eat too much refined sugar or refined carbohydrates. Another thing is that high insulin levels, and just to qualify this, high insulin levels are qualified by intake of too much sugar. And it's not just like candies and stuff. It could be breads and pasta, too many potatoes, potato chips. It's things that turn into sugar in your blood fast. Even you think you're being healthy, like you're having an instant oatmeal for breakfast, but the instant oatmeal itself turns into sugar in your blood quickly because it's a refined grain. And then on top of that, there's often a little bit of sweetener added to it. So it can kind of creep in different areas. And even sometimes when we think we're being healthy, like we're having a smoothie for breakfast, but we're having a smoothie that's made of all fruit, that's a lot of sugar going in too. So when we take in too much than what our body wants, our insulin levels get constantly elevated, and that can affect our implantation, our ability to maintain a pregnancy, and also attack our egg quality. High insulin levels and fluctuations in blood sugar can actually cause inflammation and free radical damage that will affect the viability of your eggs and the quality of your embryos, the ability for them to divide and progress. So if you know you're having trouble in any of these areas, and you have a sweet tooth, or maybe there's room for improvement in your diet, then I highly recommend exploring this area, maybe introducing a little bit more fat and protein, maybe doing a little bit of exercise. You can integrate things that will curb the cravings, like the exercise or acupuncture, or satiating foods like fat or protein. Exercise, I don't want you doing too much, because fertility, you don't want to be attending a bunch of boot camps, but you can integrate a little bit of it just to get the sugar out of your blood, because basically if you exercise, you burn sugars out of your blood, leading to more balanced insulin levels. So there are lifestyle strategies that you can tackle, and I hope to provide more resources in the times to come. Please keep your eyes peeled for my Nutrition for Fertility course. It's going to contain all the goods about what you can do to enhance your fertility by changing your diet, including anything to do with sugar, high glycemic foods, how to replace them, how to feel satiated, how to get rid of those cravings, and how to just integrate simple daily habits and really yummy recipes and things that are going to help you conquer some of these fertility challenges. Look forward to chatting next time. Thanks for tuning in.